I'm a fan of Robert Kiyosaki. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad book changed my life. It made me look at investing and finances. It kind of like, if you read the book, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't read the book, get on it. It's like one of the best books out there, just as a starting point to kind of like make you start getting into investing. Not even real estate investing, just investing in general. And I love that book, and the reason why I say that is because when I first started in my real estate journey, I started wholesaling. And if you don't know what wholesaling is, reach out to me. I'll talk to you about it, or I'll maybe shoot another video about it. I started wholesaling, and I started, saving up my money and passing on these great, amazing deals. And then eventually what I did was I decided to get into buying rentals. So I started buying rentals. I started fixing them up, tenant occupy them, learn how much it sucks to be a landlord, got a property manager, went through that whole spiel of like learning how to have a portfolio of houses and get the cash flow and gain equity and do the BRRRR and get 30-year mortgages on all of them. And now what I've decided is I am going to do the complete opposite, and I'm starting to sell some of my properties. And I'm going to start doing fix and flips as well. And you might be saying, why would you do that? It's great to own rentals. It's great to get cash flow. And I completely agree. Owning rentals, it's a headache, but long-term strategy, it's like an amazing strategy. When I say long-term, I'm thinking like decades down the road, to keep a rental for decades and let that equity grow, let the value grow, get the cash flow. It's great. And you have to have a very, very long outlook on your investing. It's not like you're going to keep the rental for like a year, 2 years, and then sell it. You want long-term investing. And I'm changing that to, one of the reasons why I'm changing that is because I want to have a larger war chest. When I say war chest, I want to have money available to deploy when I see good deals. And I'm not gonna say how many properties I own, but I definitely own more than I thought I would. And it's nice to get the cash flow. But you have to remember, when you own rentals, sometimes you have tenants that don't pay. Sometimes those tenants trash your place and you have to rehab it. Sometimes when they leave, you have to redo the kitchen and carpet, and all that money that you made from all the cash flow just got sunk right back into the house, which is fine because then you get another tenant, right? You'll charge them more rent, but at the same time, all that money is back in the house. And what I want to start having is just a large war chest where if opportunities came to me, I'd be able to capitalize on those opportunities. That's one of the benefits I see of having a large war chest. One of the benefits that I see as well is that if you don't have a large war chest, or you don't have a lot of capital, you tend to make, I don't want to say quick decisions lead to bad decisions, but there are some times where some of the deals that I had for a wholesale, it would have been a great flip. Granted, it would have taken me 6 months to rehab, a couple months on the market, but I would have made a huge profit. But instead, because I needed the capital, I wholesaled them and made significantly less. I mean, it's a lot more work to rehab the house and, list it, and it takes time. But the thing is that if you have a large war chest and you have capital, I mean, time to me is not the enemy. Time is actually on your side because you have that capital ready. And so what I noticed is that sometimes I think that's probably one of the biggest decisions of why I'm decided to start selling, is because some of these decisions that I made to sell some of these wholesale deals, if I had the funds, I probably could have made a lot more because I wasn't in a rush to get money or bills to pay and things like that. And it's great because I have all these houses and I do get money every month, but when I look at some of the rentals that I have, I start to look at, okay, so I'm getting this X amount of dollars a month. times 12 months, this is what I make in a year. And with some of these houses that I flip, if I just decided to flip it and not keep it as a rental, I would have gotten 5 years of cash flow in that one transaction. So I could keep it, all the money I made in 5 years from the rent, I could have got in just one transaction. And if I did that 3 or 4 times a year, yes, I'd get taxed on it, but because I have the other rentals, I could potentially depreciate the other properties to offset the money that I made from the flips. So I do get taxed on it, but I'm still going to use the depreciation and the tax advantage of owning some of the rentals. I'm not going to sell the whole portfolio, but that's one thing I thought about, because sometimes I think of all the cash flow I get, but again, some of these places that I have, when I get my owner statement at the end of the month, I spent like plumbing issues, $1,400, and the rent's $12, so I didn't even make any rent that month. I was actually negative. Other times there was a tree that they had to get cut down that was like $700, and the rent was like $950, so I only made $250. So I might say, oh, I might be making this much a year, but you never know what kind of maintenance or what kind of unknown expenses or tenants that you have to evict are going to happen in that year. So I have been considering just keeping my portfolio smaller and just start selling some of the rentals. And I'm not in a rush too, so I am asking top dollar. So if I don't sell it, I don't sell it. But if I keep it, I still got the cash flow, right? But I am going to start flipping more. My mindset is changing to where I want to, if there is going to be some kind of crash or some kind of moment in the market, not just real estate, some moment in the stock market, crypto. I mean, if you don't have a large war chest and those opportunities pop up and they present themselves, will you have the capital to take advantage of these low prices? And that's the one thing that's another reason why I wanted to sell, was because I wanted to have capital at hand that if I see an opportunity, I could seize it. Whereas if all my money is tied up in houses, I have a ton of equity, which is cool, but it takes me forever to access it, because you remember, if I do want to refinance, I still have to go through the process of filling out the paperwork, getting appraisal done, and then when you get the appraisal done, that's $900, and then when you refinance, you got to pay broker points. I mean, it still costs money to refinance. Yeah, you're pulling money out, but there's still fees to getting it done, and it doesn't happen where like you just show up to a bank, slide your ATM, and money comes out. The process could take 30 days, 40 days just to pull some equity out after paying all the fees. So I've been on this real estate investing journey for rentals for about like 6 years now, 5-6 years. And I noticed that a lot of people start with the flipping, get all that capital in that war chest nice and big, and then when they have that money, then they deploy it to investments. I did it reverse. So I'm kind of switching my tactics, and we're going to see which one works out better. Another thing too that I wanted to say was, when I worked on these houses, I kind of took pride in these houses, and it was like mine, and yeah, we fixed it up, but this house looked like crap and now it looks beautiful and I own it. Nowadays we've done so many projects where like it's just another house to me. That emotion of like hanging on to assets and like taking pride in, I take pride in the work, but I think now my goals have changed. I don't want to accumulate a ton of assets but have little capital. I'd rather have less assets, but less real estate and more cash at hand, because cash is an asset, so that didn't really make sense. But anyways, I want to have more cash at hand. So I don't know if you guys think I'm silly, stupid, if you guys think it's a smart idea, I don't know, reach out to me, comment below. If you guys want to reach out to me about real estate investing or wholesaling, or if you're in Detroit and you want to talk about Detroit real estate investing, I have a link in the description below. Reach out to me, subscribe to the channel, comment, and I look forward to making more videos for you.